Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am doing Inktober this year on separate individual sheets of paper, and I wanted to grab something that I could put them all in at the end and have a little album. Since I'm not using a sketchbook this year, if you want to see details of the reasons why, check out that video. Anyway, we have a pack of 2 sketchbooks here, and I'm going to take today to decorate the front of one. And I think I said sketchbook, but it's going to turn into a sketchbook, but it is just a portfolio basically. So photo album that I can stick these in for my finished Inktober pieces. So we're going to use Posca markers, decorate the cover of this, probably spray it with some kind of sealer, maybe, and get caught up on Inktober. That is today's video. I just printed out the Inktober logo because I decided I want that on there. Even with all the controversy and everything, I'm following the actual Inktober prompts and I want the logo on there. I'm not even going to try to sketch it. I will just use this white, that's upside down, this white transfer paper and trace over this logo onto the front of this little portfolio. And we'll see what we want to do after that. Here it is, all traced out. It's not perfect because it's a rough surface, but it is good enough. So now we get to start on the fun part, Posca pins. I pulled out my next to smallest Posca and thought, oh, that's a little too small, and pulled out a bigger one. I'm like, oh, nope, that's way too big. So I kept with this size and filled it all in. It was really fun to do this. I don't know, it's like when you get a coloring book and you just color, it's just fun and relaxing. I liked it a lot. The surface is rough and kind of scratchy, so some of the Posca paint would like splatter out, and I didn't mind that. I thought that was kind of cool actually to get little splatters of white along the edges, and I don't know, it was really a fun project, like just something simple and stress-free. And to decorate it more, I just thought, you know what, I'll do all of the prompt words as decoration around the whole thing, and I liked the way it turned out a lot. And to finish it up there, I just put the name on the spine, and we start right in with Inktober. I can't remember what day this is, even though I just looked at them, but this is the prompt Hope, and doing a cracked desert. I'm using the walnut watercolor pencil from the palette full packs in my last video, or the video right before last, I can't remember. I think it's the last video. And I really enjoyed sketching with that, so I thought it'd be really fun to do that again. And it would also give me that softer desert look that I was hoping for. But since I was using monochromatic color, I also had to use that in the sky. And since I had Poscas on the brain, I used Poscas for this little flower, hoping to gain some purchase in the desert. All right, moving right along to the next prompt. This one is disgusting, and definitely don't mean to offend anyone with this one, but I have never done okay with cigarettes or cigarette smoke. It makes me really, really, really sick. It always has, and probably always will, and I guess I should be grateful for that because it will ensure that I never take up that kind of habit. So for me, just an ashtray full of cigarettes is something that I could do for disgusting that, you know, it hit home for me anyway. And for this one, I'm using the Marabou Graphics grayscale set of markers that I received in a subscription box. Those boxes are so handy, by the way, all the supplies they end up giving me. So those are kind of cool. They don't match their caps as well as the Spectrum Noir ones. I did notice that because I laid them on my desk in like lightest to darkest order according to their caps, and that was not accurate. So that's kind of interesting. You might want to swatch these out and have them next to your markers so you know exactly what color you're reaching for. So I ended up with a couple of colors in the wrong place, but it wasn't a huge deal. I mean, this is a pretty simple, well, simple yet complicated at the same time, little drawing, marker painting, whatever you want to call it. So I was able to just fix that with putting in a slightly darker color or a slightly lighter color and kind of blending it out. They do blend really nicely on this Bristol paper, by the way, so definitely recommend this paper for those markers. Bristol's great for markers, period, so I guess that's not any rocket science there, but anyway, getting the point, getting it done. That crystal dish is obviously really hard. I painted a diamond before. I'll try and link that for you, and it's not that easy actually. All right, we've moved right along here to Slippery. I had a really fun idea that was super simple, that wasn't going to take me very long, and I used my Copic brush marker. This is something that I had back in my 2018 Inktober, so I've used it since then, and guess what? I finally used it all up. You can see when I'm doing that second to last stripe, but right about now, I start running out of ink. And so if I let it sit, you know, I could get a couple of more squares out of it, I'm sure, but I went ahead and just set it aside and pulled out a different thing. I'm trying to find all kinds of circles there, and I finally give up and pull out my circle template. But anyway, when I go to fill in the rest of this, I pull out my Pigma BB that I also received in a subscription box and use that instead of the Copic multiliner because, yeah, it was totally done for the day. And I don't know, I may go ahead and let that one go because if I can only do an inch of space before it runs out of ink again, it's probably not that useful. But this Pigma BB was really nice because you could get really thin lines and you could fill in lots of space at the same time. So little and big at the same time. So that is Slippery. I love that one. It's just so simple and easy and kind of cute. This has been sprayed with Kamar varnish, and it does seem like it will protect it because I was able to rub some off before. So I think we're good. Good enough anyway. And let's go ahead and put these pieces in so you can see them a little bit better. There's day 1 fish. And I couldn't find one that fits in exact, because this is a weird size. This ends up being like 4.5 by 6, so it's not 4 by 6, not 5 by 7. So I got this for 5 by 7, and we just have to deal with the extra space. Day 2 is Wisp. This is a wisp of a girl compared to those guys anyway. And it goes. Bulky yarn. I am a sometimes knitter, and I like working with bulky yarn, so I thought it'd be fun to draw that. Radio. I did radio waves for day 4. Yeah, I think this will be nice to have this in here, I guess. Day 5 is Blade. It's like the movie advertisement, I guess. Day 6, Rodent. Little rodent costume. Okay. Fancy. This was the one I did super quick, and I'm just going to leave it like that. I actually kind of like it. It's very, I don't know, soft and subtle. Let's see. Day 8 was Teeth. I probably still need to do some work on this. We need the darks darker for sure in that one, but for now, I'm still like 3 days behind on Inktober, so love this one. Day 9 is Throw. Did this with the Palettefull Packs walnut stuff. That was really fun. In you go. Day 10, Hope, which you saw in this video. It's not my favorite. I've tried to draw Cracked Desert before. I just don't have that much luck with it, but I mean, you can tell what it is. I used the walnut stuff from the Palettefull Packs for that one too. And day 11, Disgusting, you saw in this video. And day 12, Slippery. So what is today? Today's the 16th. So yeah, I'm 4 days behind, but I have a lot of great ideas for the next 4 prompts. Well, except for one I'm still a little unsure about, but I have them ready to go. So hopefully I can work on those today. And in the meantime, here are all these from today's video. I barely showed them to you in the video, so this is what they look like all finished up. Slippery is one of my favorites, all in my little album. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this shorter video, and maybe you got some ideas for your own kinds of drawings. And if you like these kind of videos, go ahead and hit subscribe. Thank you to my existing subscribers. You guys are awesome. And I will see you in the comments and in the next video. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.